are watching The Daily on Shaw TV, Channel 4. I'm Katebergen, and today we get to spend some time, ta-da, with these fabulous people. Also in the lineup for this edition of The Daily, Arts Now, a man who has hiked Mount Finlayson more than 700 times. We're also going to meet a family, the Curry family, whose children are allergic to food I can't even imagine. This week in BC is on the agenda, but before we get to any of that, Dunya Tozy is hanging out with the guys from Vibe Bikes as they create some fantastic vibrations in Nanaimo. Rosie. Everybody knows that Todd Jones behind the camera is happily married. Carolyn, don't worry about a thing. And I think he's allergic to feathers. So, and Dave here is obviously just a little bit too interested in the Nanaimo personals section. Who is this guy anyway?
This is Dave Lang of the fabulous band Dave Lang and the Black Squirrels.
And he's a part of your new show. I'm just going to remind people that you're watching The Daily on Shaw TV Channel 4. This is Rosie Bitts. We're at the Diners Rendezvous in downtown Nanaimo, where you're going to be performing in a couple of weeks. We'll give details on that later. Tell me a bit more about the show and how Dave fits in.
Well, what we're doing is called the Bitts of Tease Speakeasy, and we're hearkening back to a time where women wore silk stockings and men wore three-piece suits and hats, and making it really intimate and sexy and special. And we have a live band with a horn section that I get to perform with.
Now you have won awards, several awards for your performances in burlesque. You're up for one right now, the Monday Magazine Best New Show in Victoria. This one that we're talking about, the speakeasy concept, is a bit different from what you're known for. How so?
What we're doing is, like I said, something that goes back to the early days of burlesque. So we're doing what you would have seen at a cotton club or at a speakeasy in the 1920s or 1930s. So it's very original to what I do. It's going back to my roots. It's working with a band, it's having banter with the band leader and having a through story, and then also lots of interaction with the audience.
Okay, so people can sit here in the Diners Rendezvous, they can eat, they can drink legally and enjoy a show, and you do get interactive?
Oh, indeed, I do.
Well, I think Todd is actually allergic to feathers, as we mentioned. Probably a very minor inconvenience compared to this family that we're going to introduce you to next. Can you imagine being allergic to food? There is a fundraiser for the Curry family on Friday night from 6 until 9 at Nanaimo's Old City Station pub. Tickets are not available at the door, unfortunately. You can get more information at helpforthecurries@shaw.ca. You are watching The Daily on Shaw TV Channel 4. I'm Katebergen. This is the fabulous Miss Rosie Bitts and her partner in performance crime, David Lang. They're here at the Diners Rendezvous preparing for an upcoming show called Rosie Bitts. Well, it's actually Bitts of Tease Speakeasy. We'll have more on that later in this edition of The Daily. In the meantime, we're going to catch up with Jen Moranitz, who has caught up with a guy who has climbed Mount Finlayson, hiked Mount Finlayson, more than 700 times every day for 365 consecutive days.
Oh, hi, Rosie. How are you today?
I am well, David.
That's good. Now, you were in late last night. What were you doing?
I was rehearsing with the band.
Oh, I see. I didn't hear about that.
Well, you know, the guys and I just wanted to go over a few things, smooth a few things out.
Well, that's okay, because I was rehearsing too.
But we have the same band, David.
Well, I've been rehearsing with a new performer, helping her out a little bit, helping her learn the way around the business, you understand?
Oh, You were you?
I absolutely was.
Okay, I think
What a
we can
magical
see
thought.
where
Yes, that's
this
really nice
might
going
be
together.
going, and it might not be too happy. I'm sorry, we'll just separate a little bit here. You are watching The Daily on Shaw TV Channel 4. I'm Katebergen, this is Rosie Bitts, that is David Lang, and they're working on a show called Bits of Tease Speakeasy, and what you saw there was a little bit of a tease for the through line that, well, you'll have to come out and see the show that's going to happen here at the Diners Rendezvous. It's taking you back, I've heard you say, to more of your roots in burlesque. How has burlesque changed then from say the 20s to the 30s to today?
There's definitely a different feeling from what it used to be. Now within neo-burlesque, anything goes, which is very exciting, and I love, love, love neo-burlesque. So you have girls doing, you know, these beautiful numbers to new music. It's usually canned music, whereas what I'm doing is I'm taking it back to a time where we had a live band every time. There was a lot of interaction between the dancers and the band, and especially the band leader as far as planning out what they were going to do. Lots of fun feather boas and gloves and fans and all that great early stuff.
Is it easy for you to sing? That's a part of your performance?
Is it easy? I don't know if it's easy. It's challenging.
You're comfortable enough with it, obviously.
Yeah, but I do it. I did it in my last show, my one-woman show, the fabulous Miss Rosie Bitts, and Dave Lang has really encouraged me to sing a lot more. So the band has been wonderfully encouraging and getting me to get up and have it be more a part of my performance.
Excellent. We're going to move on in just a couple minutes. We'll have more about the upcoming show, Bits of Tease Speakeasy. But first, what is burlesque here to do? What are you trying to move your audience into?
I want to really create a beautiful evening of escapism for my audience. I want to create a night where you can come out and be seduced. I'm going to seduce you and just give you this sort of make-believe place where you can believe in glamour and beauty and these old aesthetics that we used to all love, which don't necessarily exist in reality, but when you can come to my show, you can kind of live in that place for an hour or 2 hours.
Without getting in a fight with your spouse about it.
Exactly.
And in keeping with upcoming performances, it's time now for Arts Now. One of the things I learned from Miss Rosie Bitts a few years ago is that a feather boa is not a scarf. How are you supposed to properly wear a feather?
You wear it like a lover. You let it drape all over yourself.
A good show to bring your lover to is Rosie Bitts, Bits of Tease Speakeasy. Details, when, where, how to get tickets?
April 27th, here at the beautiful Diners Rendezvous in Nanaimo, BC. You get tickets through Diners Rendezvous or at www.teasespeakeasy.eventbrite.ca.
And we'll have all that on the screen for you in case you can't remember it. Rosie, thank you for coming up, and to Dave Lang as well, made the trip up from Victoria just to spend some time with us today. Thank you for watching The Daily on Shaw TV. I'm Katebergen, encouraging you to follow us on Twitter. Time for the graphic. Follow us on Facebook. Time for the graphic. And make sure you like our YouTube channel as well. We'll see you next time. Bye.